Well, I promised y'all some chaos in the draft video, and I didn't really deliver y'all chaos in the draft video. So I had to bring y'all chaos in the premiere instead. And I think what we're gonna get here today is some chaos in the premiere video, and then Drag Race said, "Oh, we're gonna give you chaos by giving you a double premiere," which we should have known. We'll talk about it, but
misleading.
Ain't nothing misleading about that video. We drafted. That's the point. That's the video. Anyway. Hello. Welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay, and I am drinking some coffee, as per usual, because I always, not always, but typically tend to drink coffee. It is coffee cake flavored coffee, and it's pretty good. And I'm enjoying it very much. And what I also enjoy is my cup mug. Ooh, cup mug. Ooh. I love Eve with her cup mug now. We gotta get our special guest, who we will name directly later, after everybody else does their intro. We need to get her one too. But you could get your cup mug and all of our other merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below. And we do ship domestically within North America and internationally, so there are no excuses. Go get your merch. Thank you very much. Well, thank you. Sorry. I had to do the very traditional way to end my intro, as per someone who is here, who we will name.
Wait, did you do the say something gay thing? Because I don't remember.
I sure did.
Don't remember doing
gay.
Anyways.
Oh, you guys are all gay?
I did. So I have something to admit today, everyone.
What?
I'm gay.
Get my pocketbook. I'm out of here. I don't want to
tell you.
I quit. Trump was right. This is what we need to be scared of, is gay podcasters. Get me out of here.
Yep, we've already descended into madness, and we're 3 minutes in. Yep, that's y'all better buckle in.
Oh, yes. Hola, I am Eduardo,
eject button.
The Mexican representative of this podcast. I'm here to talk shit and get hit. I am drinking water today, and I'm not going to talk too much because we have a lot to talk about, so I'm excited.
Okay, Eduardo.
Sexual. Are you a gay too?
Unfortunately, yes.
Wait, are you Nelson John?
No, Nelson John.
You just call me gay.
Oh.
Well, I love gay people. As an ally, I love gay people.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, speaking of gay people, my name's David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I am wearing an all-star winner who was referenced in this episode. I'm wearing my Kylie Sonique Love shirt.
Oh!
So,
love her.
and I'm just drinking some water right now.
David, are you a gay too?
I'm a gay.
Yeah.
Don't tell my mom.
And while we're at it, I too am wearing a cute shirt. I am also wearing an all-star winner. The Queen of Queens, in fact.
Should be 2 winners.
And it should, frankly, be 2 winners. I am wearing my Jinx and Dela shirt from the Jinx and Dela Christmas show. Love it. If you have an opportunity, any year, it does not matter what year, go see the Jinx and Dela Christmas show. It is spectacular. It is one of the best drag shows one of the best shows, period, I've ever been.
Agreed.
I'm gonna go.
Technique. Well, I am not homosexual. And thank you.
The Christian community will be proud of you.
That's so brave of you too.
So brave.
All right. And then I don't have a cute shirt. It's just green.
But you
so brave.
But other than that, you already know who I am. Because I am the one and only diva, Eve the Bunny. queen of Ivy Park, Chicago drag maven, and mother of the House of Labuddy. And I am here to descend into the madness and chaos, which is All Stars 10 in this crazy ass panel,
Yes.
including icon, legend, and star from Drag Race PH. Don't get me started. It's about to be really earnty today. Yeah, I didn't say the word.
Thank you.
I
I
didn't
appreciate
say the word.
it.
I didn't say the
I
word.
appreciate it.
It's going to be a
Thank
real
you.
earnty good time. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Bunny. I appreciate you very much.
Earned.
Mm-hmm.
I love rainbow people.
Yes.
And we have, as Eve so eloquently put, the one and only, the diva, the angel, the goddess.
But not to be confused with Angel.
Not to be confused with Angel.
Yes,
Or her
Angel.
sister who won.
I'm like, Angel got a bob, girl? Come on, Angel.
No.
Yes, honey.
We got
I have
Miss
my
John Fedellaga on the podcast
Yes,
today.
John Fedellaga.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we are so happy to have you back. We are so
Thank
happy to have you back.
I love this show. Do you guys love it? Yes, I love it.
We love it. We love you. We're happy to
Put
have
that
you
in the
on.
comment.
Mhm.
Do you love us? Do you love
Yes,
John?
I
Let
love
us
you
know.
guys. I love you.
Ah.
I love everything here.
And we love you. We're happy to have you on for a franchise that's not the one you were on. That's very exciting.
Oh,
Also.
sorry.
I think it's fun. You're the second queen, I believe, that we've had talking about a franchise they weren't on. So that's fun.
Won't be the last.
Correct. Because we do have a couple of other extra
Hopefully.
special guests.
And their promise.
Come on, the cup.
We're planning.
The cup ain't playing.
The cup is trying to get you some extra special guests this season. But first and foremost, we have Miss John on here today. John, thank you for coming on. Thank you for gracing us with your presence to talk about the premiere of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 10 Tournament of All Stars.
Yes, I love it.
I
love how they elevated what do you call this? The colors.
The
Oh,
colors.
kind of the scheme they went, like the motif, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
Like it's so bright.
Yeah,
Like,
I like it.
Like everyone's future.
Absolutely. We're going to dive into this episode because there's so much to talk about. They said double premiere and we said, oh God, double premiere.
We should have known.
We should have known because they've been doing this on Paramount Plus for a few years now.
Since season 6.
Since season 6. And speaking of season 6, before we do anything else, because this is one of the first times we've done an episode recap since it happened, I am going to take a second here to send all of my love in the universe to our dear Miss Bianca Castro, Miss Jiggly Caliente. We love you, Jiggly. Wherever you are in the universe, we love you out there. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Thank you for all the smiles, the laughs, the bullshit you put into the universe in the best way. And she would love that I said that too. We love you, Jiggly. Thank you for everything.
I have two things to ask. And I know that you probably know the answer to both of these. Logan. One, because you know how the framework of this season is going. Are you meaning to tell me that we are going to go through each bracket individually?
Yeah.
So we're not going to see pink or purple for at least another 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. So we will see pink in episode 4.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, so
we've only got one left for this bracket.
Yeah. So we will see pink by episode 4, and we will see purple in episode 7. That is the way this is going to go.
Okay. And then, secondly, as well, my question: do you know Or will we possibly have Jiggly as a judge for Slays Royale? No. Okay. I did not know. I was like, I didn't know if we would possibly get a chance to see her one more time or not.
No.
But because I knew that was coming out like now. So I was like, well, they filmed it. Like, I don't know. So
no, she was not part of the filming of Slays Royale, unfortunately. But to close off the Jiggly segment, thank you for the question, Steve. To close off the Jiggly segment, love you. At the Jiggly. All of the links for Jiggly's memorial and everything like that, if you would like to go donate, will be in the description below for this video. Please, if you would like to support, please go do so. In whatever way you can, go support her. If you have ever been entertained by that fabulous, fabulous woman, go support her. I have already, and I love her dearly and always will. So, even the baked potato couture, I love her dearly. With all of that being said, let's talk about All Stars 10. Before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time, give you almost all things drag. That's going to be All Stars 10 this whole season. I cannot wait. This format is so fun. This season is going to be so fun. These queens are going to be so fun. We're going to be here all season giving you recaps, look over here's. This weekend is going to be a little bit different because we do have the double premiere. So we are going to have videos coming out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, giving you episode 1 recap, episode 1 look over here, episode 2 recap, episode 2 look over here. So stay tuned for those 4 videos coming out this weekend. Additionally, we are covering Morbid Drags Reinas Malditas on the channel as well. So if you are a fan of Mexican drag, if you are a fan of horror drag, if you're a fan of Dragula, make sure to check out that franchise because A, they've been real good to us here on the channel, and B, the drag is good. The drag is good, mama. The drag is good. So make sure to check that out. Our first 7 recaps for the season, featuring 4 of the Morbids from the season.
And 1 Dragula monster.
And 1 Dragula monster are available on the channel already, so make sure to go check that out.
Who did you have Dragula?
Desiree.
Oh.
Not this. And make sure to check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links as well as our other YouTube channels where we are trying to hit 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year across all 4 of our channels. So make sure to go subscribe to all of what we're doing. Our social media links are down below as well. Our Patreon, our merch link. I'm going to plug the merch again, LanaGcreations.etsy.com. All the links are down below, so go check that out. And John's links will be down in the description below. So go check out John. Go follow John. Go do all the things to support John. If you're in San Francisco, go see John. Go tip John. If you're in Chicago, go tip Eve. Go see Eve. And go do all the things. Go support these 2 fabulous drag artists down here that we have on this panel, and we are lucky to have on this panel.
Thank you
If you're in Springfield, Missouri, you can come tip me as well for existing.
No,
pay one of David's bills too.
Yes.
Well, yes.
Okay, well, you can pay my bills too. For hosting this podcast.
Yes, pay one of Logan's bills.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Or Eduardo's too, since we're paying everybody's bills.
I just met him. He seems cool.
He's lovely. We
you
love
can buy him a coffee.
We are Beyonce, Kelly, Michelle, Latavia, and Latoya. Please pay our bills.
Yes, please.
Indeed. Let's talk All Stars 10 format, entrances. We're walking in. This is week 1 of the orange bracket. We got these first 6 girls. Overall, first impressions, first thoughts of this first episode. What did we think?
I mean, immediately, I can't do math. I'm gay. I can't do math, so I'm immediately confused by the points. I don't know what's going on. I am confused. But you know what? I'm living. I don't know what she's saying, but girl, I am living.
Basically, just think of the points as like legend stars.
Okay, that works.
Like that's kind of what it seems like they're gonna. I mean, by the end of the episode, they all had badges. So I was like, they're pretty much like it's a badge system, but I feel like it's just broken up a little bit differently. I do think the addition of giving out the 4 other ones is a good twist, though. But I wish, honestly, that it was based off of something that wasn't it wasn't like we're giving it to the 4 people that didn't make it in the top kind of a thing. I wish it was like if you win a mini challenge, you get one or something like that. You know what I mean? I wish it was things like throughout the episode that like that way someone could be like, even if I know I'm not going to win this, I can try to hit all the other stuff through the episode and I can still end up with more points than the winner. You know what I mean? And I don't know.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I like it. I think it adds like I mean I'm a big fan of like social strategic gameplay, like Big Brother Survivor. Like that's my zhuzh. So anytime that gets added into a show like Drag Race, I think it's so interesting to see how Drag Race queens adapt to a format like this. I think this whole format is so fun. I think this is such a unique way to look at Drag Race. I think they needed to do something like this for the 10th All-Star season. And I like that they're taking such a big swing at something so different. And like I've been saying, like when we did the cast assessments and things like that, I like that they're having 18 queens on this season. Because at the end of the day, it's 18 queens that now get to up their booking fees. If nothing else, they get to up their booking fees. It's 18 girls that didn't have to prepare a full Drag Race package. They didn't have to pay as much as some of these other girls that maybe only would get 1 or 2 episodes. All of these girls are guaranteed 3 episodes at the very least. I think it's a really fair way to give a lot more girls than otherwise would the opportunity to come back, get a footing on Drag Race again, get another opportunity at Drag Race. Especially these girls like Phoenix, like Nicole, even like Acid and Cynthia, who we'll see later in the season. Give them the opportunity 10, 15 years later to reemerge on Drag Race and have this opportunity to like get another shot at Drag Race when a lot of people maybe otherwise wouldn't have thought they would have. And I think the format is really fun. I think it adds a strategic layer that I think just makes it fun.
True.
But is it fun?
I think it is.
But is it fashion?
I do. But is it fashion? It was fashion. It was fashion this episode. John, what do you think?
I wish they all have a baby hairs.
Love it. Love it.
No,
I agree.
I just really love how the glow up of these queens, like the glow up is glowing. Like they did not come to, what do you call that?
To play.
To play? Yeah. Kidding.
All 6 of them that we saw in this episode.
And of course, Bosco is my favorite. But I'm really, really happy when I see a first queen that was out and put back to All Stars, because they get to show their runways again. And I always feel like this time it's gonna be like, especially Irene. So yeah, so I'm just really, really excited for this. How about you, Ru?
Well, Ru was certainly
right by you.
Well, and I feel like what the interesting thing is as well, it feels like Ru is a little bit more relaxed with this format too. There's less queens. Like there's less queens. It feels like Ru's able to banter a little bit better with these queens, as we saw in the workroom here. It's like, oh, Ru doesn't have to remember 14 queens' names. Oh, like it feels like a different RuPaul almost. I don't know if anyone else got that impression, but I was like, oh.
I felt like they Ru kind of okay. So quick question. Are we just giving like cursory ideas on how we feel over the whole episode as of right now, and then we're gonna go through the episode to actually say certain things? Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, we'll get to what I thought about with Ru. There were a couple times when I felt like Ru was like, I know of you because of this one thing. And that's kind of the only narrative we got between them and that queen for like most of the, like throughout the episode. I was like, okay, girl.
I think I know where you're going. I want to put a pin in that and come back to it when we get to the walkthroughs, I think is where you're going with that, Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put a pin in that. I know exactly where you're going. David, overall thoughts real quick, and then we'll dive into the episode.
Yeah, my thoughts are actually very similar to yours, Logan. I think this is a good compromise between having like a non-elimination season, which can be tiring, and you're like, yeah, people can leave finally, and having people leave one by one. At least we get to see 3 episodes from everybody, so I really like that. Plus, it's low commitment, so it's probably easier to get certain people that you might not have had otherwise. And I think especially with this format, what I'm noticing, and I'm curious how much it will come into play with the other groups, but I like that they cast this in a way that we would get outside dynamics with the 6 queens in here, because it just made for a fascinating element for this show that I'm surprised we don't get that more in All Stars, like the dynamics between Bosco and Irene and Aja and Olivia. It's really interesting to watch.
I say, if anything, I feel like that for me, this kind of, it's a thought that I've had in the back of my mind for a while and been wondering if they would ever do it. And I feel like this is kind of like the baby pet project. And if this works, then they may do it. But I feel like this is,
Duos?
No. I was thinking of like Battle of the Seasons.
Oh,
I'd be into it.
I feel like that's the one thing that we have not seen is every time we've seen an All Stars or see some kind of competition where certain people comes back, that's one of the biggest things that happen is all the season girls click up. But I'm like, well, what if you had to go against them? Like that's, I feel like would be interesting if they did something bracketed like this, but picked like 3 or 4 different seasons and had like 3 or 4 girls from each one and they did it that way. So
that'd be fun.
That would be something I'd be down for.
Maybe like an All Stars like 15 or something down the line,
or like a Tournament of Champions 2. You know what I mean? But it would be Battle of Seasons, and then they would just do the same bracket. They would just pick 3 seasons to do it from.
That'd be fun. Definitely. Well, we are going to talk about the entrance looks in full over on Look Over Here, so check that out on Saturday if you're watching this on the day that we're dropping it. But since we only have John for the recap today, John, from the entrance looks, from the girls walking in, who had your favorite entrance look?
Oh, I just have to say my favorite, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually Bosco.
Well, yes.
Agreed.
Okay, I put some notes here. Okay, when Bosco walked in, she's giving PhD in cunt whore.
Yes. Well, yes, of course.
Her words, not mine.
That body.
Oh. She looks
I
so
be Bosco when I grow up.
You can be, and I support you.
Thank you so much.
And I support you.
I'm so obsessed with her. Like I really
love her.
On her season, I love her, and then this one, she went back.
She's so good. She's so good. Okay,
I hate
everyone.
you, Bosco.
But we love you, Bosco.
Yes, so much.
But also, I think there's a part of us that all wants to be Bosco, just a little.
Well,
bit.
yes.
Well, yes, just a little bit.
Me everything.
All right, everyone, real quick. One favorite entrance look. Eve, go.
Jesus. I would.
I'm putting you on the spot.
I guess I would just have to say Aja's Rosary look because I like Pokemon. And, even though like I don't know that many of the newer gens or whatever, I instantly knew who it was when she came out, and I was just like, yay! I was like, we're getting like anime, very like kawaii with like a touch of like ballroom like smashed into it from Aja. It's more like I said, a fully realized, like she said, a fully realized like third evolution of Aja, and I'm super excited to see it.
Yeah,
just want to add something. Aja is my first merch shirt.
Really?
I love that.
First drag from Drag Race that I went to watch, so because I love her season.
I love that.
Love you, Aja.
Love you, Aja. David, what about you?
I do agree. Like Bosco is my favorite, but I think the Seattle girls brought it. I really liked Irene's look as well. Most of them looked really, really good with their entrance looks. There was only one that I was like, oh, that's okay. But yeah, I thought Irene was stunning as well.
I feel like I know which one you said you thought was.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've already said every single person that I agree with. Aja and Irene to me are iconics, but Bosco really elevated to another level. Like, absolutely. Like, I want to have that body. That body, I need it. I want it. Like, those breasts, I want those breasts. Give them to me now.
You need more money.
Hold on.
Oh,
There you go.
John's getting them for you.
Yes!
You should have more money.
You should have more money.
We should have more money.
As Bosco
Yeah.
told us, everyone should have more money.
Yeah.
Everyone should have more
And I
money.
appreciate her for telling us that everyone should have more money.
She's a real one for that. She's
I
She
spilling.
agree with
is a
her.
real one for that. Bosco, you're a real
Kudos
one
to you, Mama, for spilling.
for spilling.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bosco. Really appreciate you, Bosco. Yeah, no, for me, Aja, point blank, and the period. Rose Raid, period. Done. 8-1 down. Let that sink in. I don't even need to play the soundbite. I'm not going to play the soundbite because I'm just going to say the soundbite. 8-1 down. Let that sink in. But I'm going to give honorable mention to Miss Phoenix. That entrance look
She
was
surprised me the most.
incredible. That was an incredible entrance look. I loved every single bit of that entrance look. And she came in looking so fierce and so polished. And I loved every bit of it. So the girls come in. We are coming in on the main stage, kind of global all-stars style, which I think is very interesting.
Like
And
versus
we
world
find
style. Is that what you said?
a little versus the world style, a little global all-stars style, both of them. A little different for all stars. We're not walking into the workroom,
Right.
Workroom style. But we find out that the first maxi challenge is a music video. A bit different, but okay. We're doing this like rocker style music video to RuPaul's song, Winner, Winner, Chicken Dinner. Now, why the fuck are we doing a rock song called Winner, Winner, Chicken Dinner?
Because
Why not?
RuPaul is basically letting you know that any and everything that you ever come up with while you're standing within the four walls of her soundstage will be her property, and she will use it for the entirety that she is still a floating being in the husk of a 52-year-old bald grasshopper.
Bye-bye.
I agree, John. I agree. That's exactly how I
Wow.
felt.
Vote for me, season 18.
On period. On period. I was just like, baby, can we have any other name for a rock song? It's how I felt when they did like the old challenge on the girl groups on season 15. I was like, why are we doing old?
It's just
Why
it's
are we
just-
doing old?
It's just very
Yeah.
much one of those things where I feel like Rue just randomly sat at home and threw an old season of Drag Race on and remembered some girl saying something goofy and was like, let's do something with that. Like,
It was Trixie as RuPaul in the Snatch Game.
yeah,
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
yeah.
And I'm like-
it's a
I'm like-
popular saying. Like I've heard it.
Well,
all
yeah,
before.
but it's just
Makes
like why that and a rock song? That's
makes
where
you
I was a
feel
little
I
like-
think we just spun a wheel. I'm gonna be honest. I think RuPaul was just
Right,
like, let's
she spun a
just
wheel.
spin
It
the
was fun.
wheel.
I was
Like-
not bothered by it at all.
like coming soon to RuPaul's Drag Race. What's that one that they said? Opulence. You earn everything.
Everything.
It's like it's some stupid.
Where's Mercedes Iman Diamond on this season? That's who I want to see on this
All
season.
Stars 11.
Tournament of Champions.
I think she's going through a hard time right now. I think
She
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Send some love to Miss Mercedes Iman Diamond, actually. But yeah, I mean, I think this is a very interesting. And now we'll talk about, the third challenge in episode 2, but knowing what this trio of challenges is for this bracket, I think it's a really interesting start to the bracket.
Mhm.
I think a music video is a really good start. But the girls are coming into the workroom. They're kind of sizing each other up, seeing who's here for the first time. Obviously, Bosco and Irene, for the first time in Drag Race history, drag sisters competing against each other on the same season. How sickening. Love that for them. And then as we hear throughout the episode, Aja and Olivia, ballroom sisters competing against each other as well, which I think is so sickening as well. Mimu. I love that they straight up were like, no, we're going to acknowledge Miyake Mugler. Thank you. Finally. Thank you.
As we should.
Yeah. Actually, my very first note that I wrote down about this episode had to do with Olivia. It was like right as everybody was coming in and stuff, we had Olivia talk about how when she did her first season, she always used this sweet little voice as a shield. And she's like, I'm going to drop that and not do that this time. And honestly, like if you all watched our cast assessment, I was not super high on Olivia. And it's largely due to just kind of this sweet veneer that you get from her. And it feels like a facade. And honestly, I am blown away by how different I see her in this episode, because that facade has been dropped. I'm like, oh, I'm looking at a real person with a real personality, and she is so endearing and so likable, and she is the biggest surprise of the episode for me, because I'm really feeling Olivia.
I couldn't agree with you more, David, because you and I had very similar thoughts about Olivia in that cast assessment, and I said I was willing to come into this season and be proven wrong by Olivia, because I agreed. I wasn't the biggest fan of her on season 13, and everything she said in her entrance and immediately in the episode, she was like, I needed to figure out who I was, and I needed to drop this, like, almost, I said saccharine, I believe, in the cast assessment, was how I felt about her a little bit. And she's wildly talented, and I've always acknowledged that she's a wildly talented drag queen, but there was something so sweet and almost saccharine about her personality that I never was able to connect with. And I will say, in these 2 episodes, I'm like,
oh, no spoilers for episode 2. I haven't watched yet.
Nope, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything about episode 2. I'll say in this one episode, I was like, baby, am I a Liv Lux fan? Maybe just a little bit. There. I'm coming around. Yeah. I'm coming around to Miss Olivia Lux. I'm intrigued. I'm a little like, okay, let me see what Miss Olivia has on board. I'm entertained. I mean, mug down, face down, and like she's entertaining. I'm like, okay, Miss Olivia.
Yep. I don't think I can.
Let me see what you got.
It's only been one episode that I've watched, but I cannot think of a bigger shift in personality from one season to another.
I want to say so many things right now because I have watched episode 2 and I'm not going to say a damn thing.
Okay.
Let's, I want to say everything. Anyway, but yes, the girls are coming in. Everyone's de-dragging. We start working on our verses for the challenge. What stood out to all of us during these moments? And particularly, I'm going to move over to David because I know he has notes, and I may not have notes.
Okay. So we've talked about we've talked about a few of the dynamics. One of the dynamics that I don't know what kind of foundation it has before this season, but we do see some conversations between Olivia and Deja, and they want to create their melanin squad, which I think is cool. But the hilarious thing to me, like one of the funniest parts of this episode, was when they're talking about the ball and Olivia's involvement in that, and Deja's like, "What category would I do?" And you could just tell, like she's posing, she's wanting to hear her face. And Olivia's like, you know what? I think you could spectate a ball.
The shade.
Don't do this to my Deja.
Deja could absolutely walk face. Like,
you could totally walk.
Absolutely she could. Absolutely she could.
Also, speaking of Deja immediately breaking the workroom. Very global all-star style. I
love her. I love her.
I love
Deja
her.
Sky can do no wrong for me. Deja Sky can do no wrong for me. I love that woman. I love that woman dearly. I love that woman dearly.
I have one thing about Deja. I think Deja is the first queen that won Snatch Game and never made it to Final Four.
Oh, really?
Yeah, usually winner of Snatch Game makes the top 5.
Yeah.
Was Stacey Lane Matthews? What does she have to say about this topic?
You're right.
Well, Julie.
Who said usually?
Yes.
Usually.
Yeah, I think her and Stacey are actually the only ones.
Oh, Stacey too. Yeah.
Yeah, Stacey. Yeah, it would be Stacey and I think it would be Stacey and Deja are the only ones.
Although I will say, playing devil's advocate, I don't feel like that. I feel like the episode when that double elimination ended up happening was kind of a setup for them anyway. So that's just how the way I feel about the situation.
I think Deja should have made. I think Deja should have made top 5, and I stand by that decision until the end of time. But that's just me.
Instead of who?
Who was top 5 of her season? Because I can tell you, I can pick someone out.
Lady Camden,
Angeria.
Bosco, Angeria,
Bosco.
Dia,
Oh.
Betty.
No.
No. That chocolate bar saved her tail. But I would have easily swapped.
I love Bosco with every fiber in my being.
That's great.
Bosco should have gone home 7th on that season.
Yeah, I was like, that chocolate
I love
bar
her.
saved butt.
I love her fiercely. I agree
and
with
she
you.
could come back for this and eat like she is now. But I was
agree.
just kind of like,
I agree.
I felt like they were kind of pushing her a little bit for some reason. Because I'm like, how is she gotten away with 18 bra and panty outfits?
Mm-hmm.
But that top 7 is I still stand by
That was a good one.
That top 7 is the most talented and the most competitive top 7 since season 5. And I said that at the time. And I stand by it.
What about Sasha's season?
It's up there.
I'd say it was like Lux and Mistress and Lucy and Mother LaDuca. I would say that was a kind of hot.
I would still say 14 over 15 in my opinion.
I mean, season 9. Like, look what everybody's gone on to do from that top 7.
Yeah, that's also true.
And Miss Bonina Brown. Moving on.
Right, I was about to say,
she's a big stain on that top 7. Anyway.
And Cynthia's back again. More cuckoo for your cuckoo.
She wasn't top 7, but
no, she was on this season.
Well, yes, but we're talking about top 7.
No, I'm talking about was on the season.
Yeah.
Yes, and she's back this season, and we'll talk about her on episode 7.
Oh.
Oh, that's where the 7 comes in.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for our coverage of episode 7 when we get to Cuckoo. And I
Can
can't wait. Yes,
Can I just say, I thought this back in season 15, and I still do. Every time I see Irene in the confessional, I get Julia Roberts. I get Julia Roberts so hard, and
I see it.
like I need her to do Julia Roberts for Snatch. Well, I don't know if that would be funny.
I don't think that would work.
No, I think if she was doing like
she could do a horse named Julia Roberts.
If she did Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman
as a horse,
that could be funny.
Could be
as a horse.
No.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yes.
Actually.
Somebody win Snatch Game as a freaking cat or something.
We almost had a horse on Down Under season 4.
Got Mick won as a dog.
Yeah, Got Mick won as a dog. I was like, we can have animals.
I mean,
nothing's
substitute.
Oh yes.
Speaking of, we should have a Snatch Game winner in our midst here if I had my way.
I
still stand by that, John. I still stand by that, John.
Is it going to be Aquaria?
No.
Oh.
No, I still stand by that John should have won Snatch Game. But that's my opinion.
Yes.
I still think your Snatch Game was one of my favorite international Snatch Games.
Who did win that?
Thank you, po.
Angel. Who was
Kiana
also
great.
Oh.
Angel, John,
was also
Kiana.
great.
Like there were a lot of good ones.
No, but that
Kiana
Snatch Game
was
period
good.
is one of the best international and one of the best Snatch Games period.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, it was.
I still think,
Yeah.
in my opinion, I said it then and I'll say it now. I still think John should have won.
That's my opinion.
That's my opinion.
Why do you not have that as a soundbite?
Why don't we? Hey, David. I actually have a lot of soundbite requests for you. That
We'll
I'll
get
send
to that
over the
later.
next couple of days, and I really appreciate you very much. Moving on. We go to walkthroughs with the RuPaul. And Eve, I'm gonna unpin you from earlier. I'm gonna give you the floor now, my darling. Here's walkthroughs. So here you go, my love. Go for it.
Of course, walkthroughs are happening, and Rue is talking to each of the girls individually. She doesn't even call any of the girls really up. They all just know when to come up. So I was like, okay, they knew we were coming in order. But it stood out the most to me that it seemed like she is not. How do you say it? I won't call it an unhealthy fixation. Just a Emmy-minded mindset of Miss Deja Sky and her recent weight loss. To the point where I felt like you could see the Emmys in her eyes when Deja said that she almost died. She was like,
"Yep,
almost died," and I was like, "Oh, here's how we clinch the award. Here's how we get it." And it's. I feel like that. What I noticed is, and like I said earlier in the recording, is that they've kind of, I don't know. I feel like that there are some girls there that have a lot to give, possibly story-wise or just entertainment-wise. I don't know if they have a lot to give story-wise. So it feels like they've tried to hinge a lot of what we know of their story as in like 2 or 3 pieces of Drag Race lore that they ever did. Like I've heard her being referenced with the Little John Snatch Game thing like 18 times this episode, and I was like, it was either that or her weight loss. That was the only things they mentioned to mostly about that girl at all. And I was kind of like, I know she do more than that. Y'all didn't talk about how she ate her first lip sync when she almost went home. Like what? Like, you know what I mean? Like
that
I don't know.
RuPaul in episode 1 of her season called her a lip sync assassin.
I was like, that was around the time too when the term lip sync assassin was like, when it wasn't really, it was like an unofficial term that the girls were using for a girl that would send a lot of girls home, whatever. But Rue never sat up there and fully said, okay, you're a lip sync assassin, Deja was the first one she said that to. So I don't know. I just
it is funny she got sent home by the person she was a lip sync assassin against.
Which was goofy.
Daya.
Yep.
Yeah, it was goofy.
And against the person who was was eliminated with the person who was probably the actual lip sync assassin of the season.
Which that was a setup too, because I love Daya to death. That's my sister. You can't tell me that she beat both of them. I'm sorry.
I think the song fit her more.
And
That's true.
And who picks the songs? We know how that goes. Ask Candy Muse. Anyway, I want to see more layers out of the girls for the rest of this season. I feel like we're getting to see some growth from girls with some of the walkthroughs. I feel like Bosco is an 800 million% fully realized woman and knows like what she wants to give, how she wants to give, how she wants to present. She almost has she also gives you kind of like a very Kylie Sonique Love vibe of like Kylie's journey that we saw through Drag Race, of her at first kind of not fully feeling like she knew where she fit in or trying to find out where her stride was. And then we get to actually see her later in it and like doing her thing and being like, okay, this is fully realized you know what I mean? And so I like the walkthroughs. I thought the walkthroughs were kind of cute. They gave everybody a little chance to shine. Good thing it was only 6 of them as opposed to like 12. But I mean, usually she don't do walkthroughs for everybody anyway, or she'll group 3 bitches together and only talk to 2 of them. So at least we got to hear something from all the girls today. Yeah. It was very nice.
Yeah, I think my favorite part was when she was talking to Irene, and she's like, "What did you think when you watched back your What did you think when you watched back your episode?"
Shady little boots in the rain. Shady little boots in the rain. That is one of my favorite quotes that has ever been said on this show. I love Jada Essence Hall for that quote. I don't say it enough, but I love that quote. Shady little boots in the rain. Shady little boots. I loved RuPaul for that, though. What did you think of your episode on the show? Hey, at least she's getting 3 this time. At least Irene's getting at least 3.
Yes.
And it seems like she's on a good trajectory.
Well, at least we all know how to make ice cube.
We
do.
Yes.
We certainly do.
Can I say, just to randomly throw this in there, because I know that I'm not going to be here for the look over here, and that's going to go more into the looks. And just as a point for Irene, but like, I love that we're getting to see this fully realized alien on our screens now, as opposed to like trying to find Instagram pictures of what she would have done or whatever, you know. And I mean, love Aja to death. She is on my team, but she was trying to come for Irene for a quick little minute, and then it was like Battle of the Color Wars on the runway, and Irene kind of ate her up, girl, because she was
green versus purple.
Violet, you're turning violet. I was like, "Are you okay, bitch?
Yep.
Did you eat the bubble gum? What is happening?" Because she didn't look like Jinx. I'm just saying that.
Oh my god!
Irene's green worked all the way through, and I like being able to see all of Irene's green.
And the switch from Dubois to Irene the alien. I'm so happy we're seeing that fully realized now.
It fits her brand, which she talked about in the runways. I mean, in the walkthrough.
It's so gorgeous to see. I'm really happy for her. I'm so beyond happy to see it for her. Yeah. And she feels so much more confident now than she did on season 15. And I'm really happy to see it. So, yeah, the walkthrough for me that stood out was Phoenix's, actually. Because obviously it's been 15 damn years since the girl's been on the show. And she's like, yeah, 14, 15, whatever. Yeah. We're rounding up, whatever. A long damn time, David. Yep. It's been a long damn time.
29 versus 43, which is a wild difference.
Yeah. And she's talking about how she's a businesswoman. She's running shows in Atlanta. Her drag has changed so much.
Yeah, she's like one of the if you kind of shouldn't show my face when I said that, but it's okay. I'm still gonna say it anyway. If you consider Lucy Stool the mother of Chicago in Chicago, kind of along that length is like where she's at in Atlanta. She's like the higher up girl that books mostly all the girls. So I'm like, cute.
She is one of the, You want to go there if you're visiting and do a gig where you're gonna get paid at least over $100. You got to talk to her. Yeah, pretty much. And I love that she's been able to establish herself in that way since her time on Drag Race, especially because it didn't go the way she wanted it to her first time. So I love that that's been her journey. I'm so happy to see her back. I really am. Like, to see her journey and just to see where she's at now. I was like, oh girl, come on now. Let's see what you've got. Let's see what you're here to bring. But her big journey has just been, she was a little bit in her head. She's like, this challenge is not necessarily in her wheelhouse. So, she was like, I'm a little bit nervous to see what...
For all of those of you that are not watching and just listening,
you're only getting
struggling a little bit. You're only getting half the story.
I don't hurt my neck. I don't know either, girl, but I'm glad you fixed it because that really hurt my neck. Ow.
I was just like,
ow.
Oh Lord.
I'm just trying to talk about Phoenix. But her whole narrative this episode is she's like, this is not really in my wheelhouse. I don't really write lyrics, but I'm going to do the best that I can. And I'm like, cool, good for you, girl. Everyone else's walkthrough was, pretty standard. We talked about Deja's, and I agree with you, Eve. The focus was, Emmy's weight loss. You almost died.
Yeah. I see what you're saying, but it does feel like an important
into that camera. Like that.
Yeah, it does still feel like an important story to tell. Like I had no idea. So
yeah,
I'm glad she shared it, even if it was exploitative on the show's part.
And as someone that's followed Deja very closely, I did know about the story. I'm glad it was brought up. It felt a little bit to what you were saying, Eve, but I do definitely agree with you, David. It's a story that should be shared because obviously there has been a big physical transformation with Deja since her season. So there is going to need to be some explanation in the first episode of the season as to, Deja, you do physically look different than you did on your original season. What's up?
But to be completely honest with you, and this is something I just thought of, I feel like they have done this before. When a girl leaves and comes back and loses weight, it's like for the first it's for the first 2 or 3 episodes. It needs to be a focal point in some kind of way to constantly re-highlight. You lost this weight now. Like they did it with Mimi on First when she came back. They did it with Darian Lake when she came back. I was like, okay, we get that. And I know that they're happy to show up their new body and everything, but like then it ends up becoming a whole like, I don't know. I don't want it to end up being used as a crutch against her at some point.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because that
it doesn't feel like it has been. But I agree with what you're saying with that for sure.
Yeah, because if now after every other runway they're talking about fit issues, I'm gonna be like, look.
Yeah.
I just think it was an important point to get out that she regrets it because so many people will do whatever they can at whatever cost to lose weight. And I think it's important that somebody who's been through it came in like 60 pounds lighter. She's saying, hey guys, I regret what I did. I would not do it again. Don't do what I did. I thought that was really important to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, do you have any experience with any queens that you know with any any similar experiences to Deja's at all?
Not really.
Okay. Or Eve, for that matter, both of you being drag artists. I don't know if either of you have any experience with.
I will say, Lady Ozempic has been kind of running around.
Really?
With the girls, I've noticed.
Oh, I thought you were saying that's a real drag queen's name.
It might be somewhere.
Lady Ozempic.
Ladies and gentlemen,
bro, it might be somewhere. Who knows?
Lady,
that should be my drag name, actually.
But
or
yeah,
drag king named Ozempic.
I will say, and I know that.
Girl, save it.
I know that for a fact because I have a friend who is currently on it, and it's the girls have been dropping weight, and I'm like, okay, Werk, sickening, but it is kind of, I don't know. It's like I want to be happy for them. I just want to make sure they're healthy.
It's a bit scary.
That's all it is, because it is a kind of radical thing where it's like it doesn't seem like it, but then you notice within like the next 4 to 5 months they like complete shift in like almost in like body chemistry. You're like, whoa, okay, I didn't. Okay, work.
Yeah,
but if they're okay with it, I love it. I just know that it can come off when it kicks in. It can come off looking a little bit like the complete opposite end of the spectrum sometimes,
because it's a pretty drastic shift very quickly.
Yeah.
When I before going into the competition, I was like 145 pounds, and then when I came out, I was like 116.
Oh wow!
So it's
Oh wow.
and then so when I had this viewing party, everyone was like,
Mhm.
"What happened to you? Are you being
Yeah.
this and that?" Because I lost hell of it, but
Yeah.
people are like pushing it for the Ozempic, but
Yeah.
it's really something. It's something else.
Yeah. And that was just the stress of the competition.
Yeah.
No, actually, when I went out from the competition and then went back here in America, I was like,
Mhm.
I was diagnosed for like depression and anxiety, where I would not think I would forgot that I'm hungry or
Yeah.
I wasn't really eating at all, and then I was just
Going.
but then I didn't really
Yeah.
thought I forgot to eat, and
Yeah.
but it got worse, so it dropped to like one.
I
Keep dropping up until
I
now.
I
Yeah.
understand that completely. I am in a similar boat, so I get that.
Mhm.
I've done
I was on not Ozempic personally, but a similar drug, and I didn't like the way that it affected my body, and I stopped it. Because I looked at my body one day and I was like, I don't like the way that this is affecting my body.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that I had that kind of realization, because it was affecting me a little bit mentally more than it was
It will.
physically, and it does. And I can't speak specifically for Ozempic, but for those drugs, it's an interesting experience. So as Deja said, when it comes to any of those weight loss things in general, when it comes to weight loss period, point blank, just take care of yourselves, everyone. Just at the end of the day, take care of yourselves, because you are the number one person in your life, and just take care of yourself at the end of
Health
the day.
is important.
Yep. And John, we love you. We love you dearly. And thank you for sharing.
Love you.
But yes, the other walkthroughs, we have Aja talking about her journey, her trans journey as well. Her and Bosco both talking about their journey with transitioning, and I absolutely love it. Both of them being on quite separate journeys of transitioning. Aja's happening kind of over a period of time, with All Stars 3, quitting drag, coming back to drag after Kylie's All Stars win. Mother, period. And I love that Kylie winning All Stars was a big inspiration for Aja coming back to drag. And I've followed Aja so closely for years that I remember seeing her come back to drag, and I was so excited about it. And I was like, even if she's just coming back to drag for herself, great. And I was like, if there's any universe she was ever going to come back to Drag Race, that would be, the dream. And now I'm like, Aja's back on my TV. Like, I love Aja. She's one of my favorite Drag Race queens of all time. So the fact that we are sitting,
gold.
she is TV gold. The fact that we are sitting here right now talking about Aja being back on TV is incredible to me. Like, the sheer fact we're talking about Aja being on TV is incredible to me.
For the fourth time.
Well, yeah.
Third.
She was on Legendary. I don't
Well,
know.
okay, the
Mhm.
third time on Drag Race. Well, actually, this is technically my fourth time. No, well, this is my fourth time talking about her on TV. This is my second time talking about her on this podcast on TV, because I did do a podcast about her season of Legendary. So that's somewhere buried on this channel if you want to go find it. It's somewhere on here.
She's the only contestant in RuPaul's Drag Race history that can say that she went to an entirely different competition and still came back to Drag Race.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah.
Until the return of our Lordress and Savior, Miss J. Jolie.
Well, we shall see.
Who
We
knows?
shall see. Bosco also talking about her transition as well. Talking about we all need more money, and I appreciate her for that.
Mm-hmm.
I vote for her.
Like, need some more money.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
will also vote for her.
yes. I'm not American, but I will steal a visa and I will find a way to vote for Miss
Ooh,
Bosco.
You better.
Trump gonna get this shut down. Don't say that.
Oh.
Oh, no.
We didn't mean it. We didn't mean it.
I didn't mean it. It was a joke. In big
For
parentheses,
legal
it was a
reasons,
joke.
this is a joke.
We did not mean it.
We are not homosexuals too.
No. This is the currently not homosexual podcast.
No.
This is a Bible study. We're trying to study
Always
the
a Bible study.
Yeah.
We're studying the Bible that is RuPaul's Drag Race.
Mhm.
And then Olivia's big story in the walkthrough was just her being a different Olivia.
Yep.
And that's lovely for her.
Yeah, she was talking about how walking face in ballroom really helped her confidence. And I really think that that's a big factor that has led to this different Olivia that we're seeing. And I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy that she got to talk about that and that it's really had this effect on her. But this leads to one of my other favorite moments of the episode. I alluded to it earlier, but RuPaul was asking like if she has experience writing. She's like, well, I have a writing partner. I do the music, they do the writing. And Ru's like, oh, it's like whoever Elton John's writing partner is and Elton John. And Olivia's like, what did you call me? Did he just call me gay? And I cracked
Did you just call me gay?
Well, yeah.
I loved it. Well, yes. So we go to choreo with Jamal. Hi, Jamal. Always
Why
good to see
Jamal
Jamal.
Sims choreography?
Me too, John. You and me both, John.
Jamal.
Oh, God.
Sorry, Jamal.
This video is so getting demonetized.
It's fine.
Well, it was just a fan.
That's it.
It's a fan.
And you took Jamal of it.
YouTube.
Get my pocketbook. I'm leaving. David, of all people saying that, David.
Blue Velvet.
Dave. Anyway, this rehearsal was incredibly boring. What do we have to say about it?
All I gotta say is that Bosco is just like me for real, for real. Lobotomized, lazy, and greedy as hell.
I can confirm that, yes.
Okay, only one thing was worth noting for me during this choreography. I almost pulled a Xana and said choreography. But
shout out to Xana.
It was Phoenix. Phoenix during rehearsal.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen so much terror in a queen's face as I did with Phoenix. Like, she literally looked like she was about to have a panic attack. And I'm glad Jamal like could tell and was trying to calm her down. I don't know. It might have made her spiral even more. If somebody like, if you're visibly panicking and then somebody's telling you like, oh, I see it, that might make some people like, oh, I'm getting even worse because I'm not hiding it. So yeah, I was very concerned for her because honestly, Phoenix, she's not somebody like coming into this competition that I'm like, oh yeah, I need to see her go far. But I can't help but root for her anyways. Like just knowing that it's been so long, she didn't have a great run on her first season. She has a lot to prove. And I felt like she had that weight on her as she was doing this very first challenge. There's a lot of pressure. So I was just like, my poor baby, please calm down. You can do it. You can pull it out. So I'm really hoping she can get it together.
Me too. I felt for her because obviously her being the old school diva, I really want her. Like, this whole bracket is good. And I'm like, this whole bracket and one other bracket, I'm like, I want everyone to go through. And unfortunately, that is just not the reality of the Tournament of All-Stars, unfortunately.
Poor pink bracket.
Yes. That is the bracket that I don't want everyone to go through. Point being, I I just like there's so many girls here that I want to go through and I want to see succeed.
And Tina Burner.
I like Tina Burner. Don't come for me here, Miss the Bunny.
And Tina Burner.
Point being, we are talking about the orange bracket today, Miss Eve.
Oh, she's on the orange one?
No. We've been here for an hour and 5 minutes not talking about her. Point being, I'm rooting for Miss Phoenix. I really am. I think she's just such a sweetheart. And I want to see her get out of her head. But John, how? Oh yeah, go ahead. Eve.
I was gonna say the only thing that I'm scared of, and what kind of worries me, is I feel like that what happens when I don't want to say that it's unjustified. I feel like that a lot of the girls come in and they fire on all cylinders. I do feel like sometimes the rubrics aren't completely the same the way across. So I do feel like sometimes if they bring back girls from older seasons, older seasons, they're not going to bring them back to set them up. But I'm hoping that it doesn't end up becoming one of those random, like, last-ditch effort things like they did with Chanel on All Stars, where she kind of was just fledgling the whole episode, like the whole season, and then, like, towards the end, they're like, we're going to throw you a whole bunch of freebie points. You know what I mean? Well, not freebie points, but you know what I mean? It's like, that's when we're really going to, like, you know, I want Phoenix to be somebody that builds with everyone throughout those episodes. I don't want people to end up resenting Phoenix towards the end by being like, well, they brought her back and she didn't do anything for the first couple episodes. Then she randomly got a whole bunch of points and now she's in the fight. You know what I mean? Like,
but she's only got 3 episodes. It's sink or swim. Like that's the interesting thing about this format too, is like, baby, if you've got it, you've got it. And that's what I like about this format too. It's like, if you've got it, you've got it. You have to hit immediately or you're not going to make it past the brackets.
I only say that because as of right now, from what I'm seeing for these first 2 episodes, it's a slow burn for Phoenix as of right now. And I'm kind of like,
after this episode,
I need her to kick it into high gear. You know what I mean? Because I just want her to do well.
I agree.
I want her to. I hate when sometimes they'll bring back when that happens. And I say this being someone that's been doing drag for 17 years, and I'm one of the older girls now, and I have all of the younger girls now being like, "Why is she still doing drag?" Or why? You know what I mean? This is old. This is outdated. Da 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 da. I love when the older girls get a chance to come back and show that's not the case. I just don't want that to be. You know what I mean? I don't want that to be.
I agree.
Where they look at her like, see, that's why you're from season 3 because you can't compete with these girls. I want her to start eating these girls up, and I'm waiting for it to kick in.
I agree with you completely. I hope that doesn't become her storyline, and I also really hope that doesn't become the storyline for Nicole and for Cuckoo and for Acid, and I really hope that doesn't become the storyline for all of the girls that are coming back 10 years later. I'm really, really, really hoping that when we get to the after the brackets, that the brackets are just not filled with season 14 girls. If the entire semifinal is season 14 girls, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, if it's deserved, then it's deserved. That's how I'm gonna feel about it.
Deserve.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hold on.
Sorry.
If it's deserved, then it's deserved. But if it's not deserved, then it's not gonna be deserved, and I'm gonna be upset about it. That's how I'm gonna feel about it.
Period.
I go to next day in the workroom, and the girls are getting themselves together. And Miss Irene and Miss Aja.
It's another day in the workroom. Can I also say, I resonated so much with Irene, because that's the kind of entertainer and the kind of queen I am, and I just grew up around, especially in the South. Irene's from Texas, because the Dubois and everybody are from there. So like, I can tell when they get ready and all of that kind of stuff. That's the kind of banter, that very kind of, oh girl, well look at you, girl, well girl, look at you, girl, look at you, girl. Like, it's very that back and forth. And what's been happening throughout like the years with drag and in different areas is a lot of times people can be too sensitive, or you know what I mean,
Right.
or that doesn't fully read, you know what I mean. It becomes one of those sisterly things where it's like, you know, that's your sister when you can talk crap about her, but you know what I mean.
And
It
it's so
doesn't,
true.
right? That doesn't fully connect with some people, and so that's, I feel like what's facilitated the narrative of Irene being this like mean person, you know what I mean, or whatever, or having like just a very auntie attitude. And I like that she was like, no, this is how I came up with when it comes to drag. And I was just like, I see that and I respect the heck out of it. And the thing is her and Aja kind of got into it a little bit, but like for me, I felt like I was like, oh, they're sisters now. Like the minute that started happening, I was like, that's not serious. I was like, I know what Bosco said when it was like, it is true. When it does get serious, it's usually too late by the time you find out. But
right.
And that made me so nervous when Bosco, like, because I was watching this and I'm like, oh, this is a lot of fun. I love this banter because I can tell Irene is never malicious. She wasn't malicious in season 15. It's not malicious now. But when Bosco started saying that, I'm like, oh no, is Aja going to think this is going too far? So I got really scared and like super tense. But they seem really cool.
And the funny part is because like Aja honestly probably could take twice as worse of that because she's a ballroom girl now.
That is so true.
Like that was slight work between her and Irene. That wasn't anything that was really gonna phase her. So that's why I was like, I hope that after this, which I feel like that I've been seeing that they kind of get like, okay, we kind of see each other a little bit now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not finna talk to you no kind of way. You ain't gonna talk to me no kind of way. We see each other. And I'm like, okay. I never thought that little link up would happen between Aja and Irene of all people.
Never would have expected those two people to connect out of this group of 6. Because I forget that Irene is from Texas, so she has that kind of sensibility to her. But like I
Kennedy and the Davenports and stuff
exactly.
Like that. Very much like baby, if you want to read them, you better come with it because they coming right
exactly back. And like I always forget that because I think of Irene, I think of Seattle, but no, baby, she's from Texas. Like she's got that sensibility about her, and I absolutely love it. But Bosco being, you know, that Pacific Northwest like kind of good girl almost, like that's her base personality. Obviously the drag is a little bit more, you know, devilish, a little bit more put on, but at her base, like she's just a woman. And I get her being a little bit more sensitive because that's her sister. I get it. But baby, let Irene do her thing. Let her do her thing. I get it because it is a competition and she is gonna look out for her sister. But I want to look out for her sister in that way. I think I loved seeing this between the two of them.
Yeah.
I have to ask John, who do you think would win in like a shade off between Irene and Versex?
Ooh.
Irene.
Okay.
All right.
Because Versex is very, very what do you call this? Emotional. So she would like.
She'd be crying at the end.
Yeah.
Angry tears.
But this is the thing about these shows is like sometimes people wouldn't understand it. We call it what Irene and Aja did. We call it baklaan lang. So it means like we're just having fun. This is not even serious for us. It's like a normal thing in our.
That's where a claw came from, right? Bakla.
Yeah, that's it's like. That's just how we do it when we're doing literally our makeups, just to light up the room, or if there's a new person, just to, you know, have them get involved. And if you bring that in a TV show, some people will be like, especially the people that are new to the show will take it like, the fuck?
Right. And that's one of the things I think I love the most about Drag Race Philippines, honestly. And why it is, I'm saying it on the internet again, my favorite franchise of Drag Race, more than the US franchise.
Oh,
because Philippines is my absolute favorite, number one, hands down, because you all take your art so seriously, but you don't take yourselves too seriously.
Yeah.
And that's the number one thing. You know what I mean, though?
Sure.
Like, the
Sure.
art of drag is so serious to all of you. And you take your profession and your art and the art of drag so seriously. And it comes through. And it's always so gorgeous and beautiful. But you never take yourselves so seriously. And it's
Arushka.
always... You never take yourselves seriously. It's always lighthearted and it's always so fun, except for her. And it's always like, at the end of the day, it's like you said, you want to have that fun. You don't want it to be serious with each other. You want to play off of each other. And that energy has come through on all 3 of the seasons that you've had so far. And that's what I love the most about it. Like, it really just, and that translates to us, and then we want to have fun watching it, and then we want to come here and have fun talking about it, and then that energy comes through to our podcast, and then that, like, that, I think I speak for all of us that have done the podcast for it, like, that comes through in our energy, and we want to emulate that energy when we talk about it, and we become shady bitches to each other, and it becomes very fun. And I think a lot of us that have done the Drag Race Philippines podcast have kind of grown a lot closer doing it because of it. Like, it's just very, very fun. So that energy is incredibly infectious.
So we have a word of the day, baklaan lang. Can you guys say baklaan lang?
Baklaan la.
Bak,
Ba.
Bak.
laan,
Lan.
Laan.
lang.
Baklaan.
Baklaan lang. There go, they're
Baklaan lang.
Filipinos now!
Yay!
Yay!
Down.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Period. Let's go check my Duolingo. Hold on.
Great. I don't think Tagalog or Filipino is on Duolingo, unfortunately, because I have looked, unfortunately. But they moved to the runway in the episode, so let's move on to the challenge. Let's talk about the challenge real quick.
That we didn't see recorded. Yay. I love
That we didn't see the recording of.
Mhm.
We didn't see recording the verses, but we did see the music video where
I
everything
really
is
feel
zoomed
like
out.
They're rushing the edits here, like. No,
Can we
It's
speak
gonna be
on
long.
it, John? Speak on it, John, because I thought the same thing.
Like, and I just take out just get the good spot. Just get the story. The story of this one. The edit will be like this for this one because it's gonna be long.
Not to mention, you know, they only used 2 rooms for that whole music video, and one of them was the main stage, and the other one was a room with a gate in it that they installed, and they just said, "Okay, we need everybody to pose."
Is that
get it?
Okay? Is that the same gate that they used from season 6 when they did the rap challenge?
I literally was thinking the exact same thing.
I think so. It must
I'm
have
like,
been.
is that the walking down the dirt?
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, where's Miss Darian walking down that dirty city street? Where
She's
is
right
Miss
outside.
Darian?
She's right outside.
I'm like,
walking
where
down
is
the
Bianca
dirty
talking about, like, all
Where's
the
Eminem?
sassy mouths?
She had
Where's
to-
Laganja?
She had to trim the budget because she had 18 girls to pay
Oh, yeah.
and didn't want to get rid of none of them.
I'm like,
That's-
where
that's
have they
good.
been storing that gate this whole time? That's
That
what I
gate-
would like to know.
That gate is older than bitch pudding. No, not bitch pudding. What's the name of the baby? Pound cake. Little pound
Pound
cake.
cake.
Oh, little pound
Little
cake.
pound cake.
Oh, yeah.
It predates
What
pound
was-
cake. It's
What was
like
the
lore.
season with all the gates? What was the season with all the gates that just happened?
Oh God!
This is the gate. Yeah, 15. This is the gate.
Yeah, the gate that started the gates.
This is the gate that started all the gates. We found the gate, everyone.
Drag Race
Mistress,
lore.
here's your gate.
The gates
girl.
they've opened.
The gates they've opened. Here's
Wait
your
a
gate,
minute.
the
You're a
OG
gate?
What did you just
gate
call
with a
me?
Y.
What did you just call me?
You just call me a gate?
Girl. The gate of it all. Anyway.
What did they say? This season's gonna be gatey.
Of our
Gatey.
winner chicken dinner. challenge performances. I know David did a ranking, Eduardo did a ranking, I did a ranking. John probably didn't do a ranking because I don't think we told John to do a ranking necessarily. But if you have a ranking of who you thought was the best and the worst, feel free. Eve, did you do a ranking?
No. I mean,
do you have one?
I did like a top 3, bottom 3.
Okay.
Cool. David, let's start with you then if you want to go through your full ranking.
Oh, my full ranking.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, do you want commentary or just the ranking?
Do your commentary. Yeah, do your whole thing.
Okay.
Let's do it that way.
I'll go really quick in order. Aja, I thought was really good. Nice energy. The back bend was cool. Lots of screaming in the best way. Was actually number 3 for me overall, but I still really liked her. For me, what's interesting, next was Bosco. I thought the look was great. The voice was giving me kind of Ozzy Osbourne vibes. And I thought she really worked comedy into it perfectly. So actually, Bosco was my number 1 in this challenge. And then we got Deja Sky. I really loved the creepy eyes that she had. I thought she was kind of treating it more like a rap than anybody else. So I wish she had leaned more into the rock. And I really don't need any more Little John references. I hope we can let that go.
She got her one in. She
was number 4 for me, but kind of a distant 4. Then we had Irene. And I thought she was actually singing very much like old hair bands. Like she sounded like she could have been in one of these things. So I really liked her. I thought she was funny and she held that nice long note at the end. She was my number 2. And then we had Olivia Lux. I thought it was a bit tame. I really liked the look. I liked her hair, like the big hair. I thought that worked really well. And she was really getting into the shaking of it all. But I do think it was a little too pretty and clean. So I did have her number 5. And then Phoenix. She was clearly the weak link. I think it was like a pretty big gap between Phoenix and everybody else. Unfortunately, the dancing was a bit timid. Her facial expressions were blank at times. The verse was just a little too short and not memorable for me. So I was really hoping she would pull it out in the end, but unfortunately, yeah, she was my lowest.
Yeah, I have very similar rankings to the one that David has. I'll just go from the worst to the best really quickly. My worst of the week was unfortunately Phoenix. She was just afraid of doing this challenge. We all saw what happened. It's very unfortunate. In 5th place, I have Deja. I thought she did a good job, but she was more focused on rapping than in actually giving the energy of scream metal, and so it just didn't really click for me, unfortunately. Then in 4th, I have Olivia. It's just a little bit too clean, but I do really appreciate the vocals in it of itself. So I have to give her props for that, even though the vibe didn't really fit either. My number 3, I have Bosco. I do appreciate the vocals, but there was something about it that I wasn't a huge fan of, but I still thought that she did a really good job. The performance was still really good, and she was definitely one of the better ones. My number 2 is Irene. She surprised me. I didn't really think that she would be capable of doing the things that she was capable of doing, but the energy was there, the vocals were there, everything about it really screamed metal, so it really worked. And my favorite was Aja. We all knew that Aja was gonna kill a verse writing challenge. We all knew it from the very beginning, and I feel like out of everyone, she's the one that captured the energy the most, in my opinion, of the metal energy. So that's why she was my favorite.
Yeah, mine is not going to be too far off. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to put her anywhere other than 6th, I do have Phoenix in 6th. The verse was fine, but it was generic insert Drag Race lyrics here, unfortunately. The performance was timid. I didn't get anything really from her individual performance. And then as soon as her individual performance was done, she sauntered to the back of the stage and continued her very timid keyboard performance, and I lost her in any other part of the challenge, unfortunately. 5th place, and I do think this is a strong 5th place, I do have Olivia. as well. I think she did really well in this challenge. I was impressed with Olivia. I think her verse was very strong. I like the writing in the verse. The vocal was good. I wanted it to be a bit rock, but I think her performance and her physicality really what is the word I am trying? Really compensated for that. And I was really, really happy with that for her. Fourth, I actually have Bosco. For a very specific reason. I think Bosco's individual performance was very strong this week. In her individual, all eyes were on her. I was really impressed with her individual performance. Her verse was great. Her vocal was great. In the group performance, I lost a lot of her. I didn't really have a whole lot of big standout group moments from her. And that's why I have her fourth as opposed to the person I have third, which is Deja. I do agree with you both in that I think Deja's verse leaned a little bit more hip hop, but I appreciate that she took a unique approach to this challenge and kind of added her own flair to the challenge. I thought that was unique and different for Deja, one could say. I liked her verse a lot. She had one of my favorite verses lyrically. And in the group moments, her facial expressions really stood out. My top three, very specifically, had great facial expressions, and I think they really, really stood out for me. I think she did a really strong job this week. My number two is Aja. I think Aja did a phenomenal job in this challenge. Her verse was incredible. Vocal was incredible. Look was incredible. At every single moment, she was behind those drums, just giving everything I wanted Phoenix to give behind the fucking keyboard, girl! Phoenix! Not to dwell on Phoenix, I love you dearly. But Aja gave me every single thing I wanted. But baby, Irene, the motherfucking alien, was my number one for this week. Hands down, without a question. Facial expression. The verse was simple, but so well done. The part where she said, you won't forget my name. It's Irene. Killed me. Point blank. Done. Facial expression, performance, energy, every single thing was everything I needed. So my number one was definitely Irene.
My next.
Yeah, let's go with you, Eve, and then we'll end with John.
Okay. I'm going to do mine completely different from the way that you all did yours because I want to shake stuff up. So,
cool.
Sixth place, I had Irene. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
No. I split it more up into a top three and a bottom three as opposed to ranking everybody 6-1, which I mean, I can still pretty much do everyone 6-1, but for like the three that I preferred the most were Irene, Aja, and Olivia, actually.
Good.
I liked Olivia's performance, and I also liked the fact that it did seem like a lot of the girls were gravitating more towards transforming a rap into a rock song kind of motif, and she was one of the few people that didn't kind of follow that rubric, and I appreciated that. It made her lyric kind of stand out a little bit more so from some of the other ones coming out kind of rappy almost. Like Asha started it and that was okay, and she didn't do it the whole time. But since there were other people that did it like right behind her, like, you know what I mean, back to back, like Deja and other people, I was kind of like, Asha got away with it. If Asha would have done it later on in the performance, then I would, you know what I mean, be kind of not for it. But I think Asha did a really great job of being able to actually blend rap into the rock song and not just make it sound like she's just rapping on a rock beat. And then I liked Irene. Yeah, I thought Irene was ridiculously strong, and I was really happy that I didn't think that it was going to be something that was going to be horribly out of her range unless she just didn't have any kind of range of motion or something. Like, it didn't look hard. It was them just all looking up in the sky at different camera angles. Like, there wasn't much else to do. They didn't actually like think she was going to play the guitar with her tongue. So like I'm pretty sure they ad-libbed in the girl. So I was like, I feel like she'll be doing fine, and she did. And then the bottom 3 ones for me, Bosco, loved the look. The voice wasn't bad, but it did get to a point where it was a bit off-putting when I was like, I can't really get into this, you know?
Off bitch pudding?
Bitch. What?
Wrong franchise, y'all.
I thought you were talking about the
You said off pudding, and I said off bitch pudding.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Strawberry Shortcake cartoon.
Oh. Like
the YouTube one, Strawberry Shortcake. Then they go name bitch pudding. Okay.
Sorry.
Look at that. But no, also Bosco's lyrics to me were kind of like wah wah. Like they weren't really giving me rock. They were kind of giving like, I don't know. It gives me like some interesting lyrics over a rock beat, but it didn't give me rock. And I was just kind of like, the what she's shown for the most out of everything was the look. And I was kind of like, okay, work. Other than that, the other things I was like, they aren't all on the same level. Deja looks like if you took homegirl from The Craft and you made her into a Powerpuff Girl. Like I was like, why do you look like Buttercup? We're the weirdos, mister. Like, what the hell is happening? Like the real angsty, that one real angsty, light-skinned POC kid that hangs out with all the white kids that are all the goth kids. There's one brown one. That was her, and she was mad about something. Her mother said she couldn't go to somewhere. She went upstairs, and this is what we're seeing. That's the music video right there. I don't even know what the lyrics were, but I know at some point she probably said, "I hate my mom." Like that's what she looked like. She was giving me that, and I was like, "Okay, Dawson's Creek."
It's not a phase.
Like very like I feel like Lisa Loeb should be singing the soundtrack over your life while you're laying in bed, like do 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 do, like very that like. Today, my mom said that I can go hang out with my friends. I hate my mom. And she's Deja, don't wear that no more, girl. Burn that. And then who else was left?
Phoenix.
That's bad that I had to ask that. Phoenix, I think the one part that made me the most annoyed was the fact that she's supposed to be talking about a phoenix flying through the sky and soaring through the air while this bitch is crawling on the ground. Why couldn't they have hooked her up to something? Or she could at least changed her lyrics, like I don't know, coming through the jungle. I don't know, something like that. It just seems so weird and almost like, if RuPaul's knees really still work, that would be some shit you see her do for like a finale performance at like the end of a season.
If her knees still work,
like for something like Cake and Candy or some shit, she'd be calling through the voice, Cake and Candy. That's what it looked like. Phoenix looked like RuPaul's sister. RuPaul's sister that lives in Atlanta, like Glenn Close's character in what was that movie on Netflix?
Oh, I forget.
AJ and the Dragon.
No.
Not AJ.
Oh,
it starts with a D,
Oh.
doesn't
It's
it?
that.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
that.
they changed it.
It's that. She was giving Cajun auntie.
Oh Lord.
Cajun auntie. And I was like, Phoenix, what are you doing, ma'am? I need you to get up off your knees.
I think I'm not gonna join any All Star anymore.
The Deliverance.
no.
No.
Deliverance.
That was a star. And I hate it because it was like you said too, Logan. It was the full rubric. My name is this, and I'm here to slay. And da 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 da.
Yeah, it was. I wanted.
I'm gonna end up with the crown, and I was
right. It's
Mhm.
like, I'm here to slay the game, and I'm here to win the crown, and I am a fierce queen, and here is my name. I'm Phoenix. Woo! Like it.
I was like, the worst part is she is. Wait, Nicole was in season what, 2 or 3?
2.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. I take that back then. But because I was gonna say she is from it's still one of the furthest back that they have ever brought a contestant that was not a damn near previous winner furthest back girls that they've ever brought back. You've had so many episodes to watch of this show. And so many. And you know, within the first 3, they had a girl group challenge or a lyric challenge or something. And I know you saw them do this all the time. At what point was it right? I feel like it was always wrong.
But maybe she didn't. She stopped watching.
Maybe she stopped watching. She just got PTSD in like Stockholm. She was like,
Yeah.
like
You know,
I feel
At
that
what
way.
point did you give up on the wig, Jujubee? At what point did you give up on the wig?
I hear she is a legendary icon, but I wouldn't be able to tell with how shy you were.
Oh Lord.
Baby.
It's one of those
Oh
things where
Lord.
she is. I will say that she is.
Yes.
But I will say this as well too. A lot of times the moniker of legend and icon is kind of faceted in the way that when some people hear about it, or when most people hear about it that are drag race fans or gotten into drag or really built up a following through drag of paying attention to drag and stuff because of Drag Race, it seemed more like a Shea Coulee, a Sasha Colby, she's gonna come in with these ridiculous outfits and garments and and just eat the girls up and whatever. But I see Phoenix, and Phoenix technically has that through an age standpoint of how long she's been back, in the show. But I still see her as more of an icon of like almost the mother hen kind of icon. I feel like maybe she almost just needs to harness that a little bit more. Because I feel like we didn't really get to see any real definite personality out of her this episode for us to be like, okay, I know who Phoenix is. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I feel like that she does give that, like she said, she was the one that she books the girls in Atlanta and all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, I need her to give some. I'm gonna give some of that. Like, if no one's fallen into the mother hen role out of the girls yet, you need to go ahead and fall into your spot. Okay, Phoenix, I need you to go ahead and do that. Go ahead
And
and hop
book me.
in. I need you to be in charge of the girls because you're in charge of the girls. Like,
And book John.
Book me.
and book John.
Book me there.
And book John. John, what'd you think of the challenge?
It was fun, but to make it short, because Miss Eve already said everything.
Ah!
Oh, girl, I always do. I can't keep my
This
mouth
is
shut. That's why they don't have me here no more. I can't stop talking.
But it's gonna be from the top to bottom. So Irene, she earned that top. Oh no. Olivia. Hold on. I got Aja. She really came to win. She did that. And then Irene, she earned her top. Really, I'm just so proud of Irene because she was like the first eliminated queen. And on her season, I see her as like gonna be at least at top 4, and then she will like, because I've been following her, and her looks are like
They're so good.
Mhm.
and I'm like, why would you let her go with the ice cube? Anyways,
Well,
and then Bosco is on my third list. Unbothered but fierce.
Werk.
Yeah. Deja Sky. Choreo was there, but attitude needed more grit. That's
Fair.
what I've been writing. And then,
That's fair. No, I think she could have amped it up just a little bit. I agree with that.
And then Olivia verse is like an audition for Dreamgirls.
Oh.
Whoa.
Girls.
And then Phoenix, presence is there, but she could have punched through. Those are the little comments I put, but there's a lot, but it's gonna be long. But yeah,
Mhm.
thank you
I
so
agree.
much. Bye bye.
I love it. I love it. David, do you have a semblance of our overall rankings?
I do. I didn't really know how to factor even there,
Wow.
but I don't know that it would have changed much. So we had 6 Phoenix, 5 Olivia, 4 Deja, 3 Bosco, 2 Aja, and 1 Irene.
Wonderful. I think that sounds lovely.
Yep.
And I think that sounds pretty on par with
I
what happened
personally
in the
had you
episode.
hire Olivia. I just want to let you know I was outvoted.
Well, you also might have affected her ranking if you'd actually given a ranking that I could write down. No, that's not shade. It's just a fact.
Oh my god.
And that shade.
No.
I love rainbow people.
No.
I don't.
Anyway, since we talk about the runways on Look Over Here, we're not going to give a full in-depth thought here, but I want to go around the group real quick and ask favorite runway look of this episode, starting with Mama John.
Let's go.
Gorge.
Mama.
Oh Lord.
Can we talk about that? Oh
How did you bring that?
RuPaul calling Bosco Mama.
Mama. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about earlier. RuPaul feels like a different RuPaul.
I know.
Like there's
Absolutely.
like it feels like because there's only 6 girls, RuPaul feels so much like, is she getting a coffee enema? Did
Right,
she
I was
finally
about to
discover
say, she absolutely
marijuana? Like is RuPaul medicated?
Yeah.
Like is Laganja doing her hair now or something?
Right up in there.
Like
Or maybe
Like-
that's not RuPaul.
maybe that's not RuPaul.
It's Raven.
I was gonna say it's Raven. It's
Same
Raven.
shade of makeup.
Same shade of makeup, girl. It could be.
Yeah.
Did,
In fact, I think Raven is darker
Yeah.
at this point.
no, instead, plot twist, it's not Raven. It's Raja.
Oh.
Because that would track, because Raja's, the stoner and the Sauvignon Blanc. That would track, actually.
Mhm.
Eve, favorite runway?
I'm trying to remember what everyone did. I guess I feel like that I would agree. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I would say Bosco's too. I really did like Irene and Phoenix's though, but I would say like top for me would be Bosco's. I love the zipper details that she had like on her
Mhm.
her arms and like on her neck and everything. And I was like, and I thought for a minute that there was a zipper in her hair, and I couldn't tell until they really got up close when they were doing the judges like deliberations and stuff when they were doing the critiques. And I was like, I like that. I'm really interested to see what she's gonna be bringing for the rest of the season. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna switch to the other Seattle girl. For me, it was Irene. I really, really liked what she wore, especially like just seeing it come down the runway for the first time. I was like, "What the heck?" It's one of my favorite looks I've seen on TV so far this year. I do think like the more that I saw it, like in close-ups or in Untucked, I was like, okay, yeah, I can tell that she rushed, like because they were talking about how quickly she painted herself, and you can tell, but I don't care. From the wide shot, it looked incredible.
Mhm.
And in Untucked, when she was just in her robe with her little wig on and her ears, I was like, why does she look like Sugar Free?
I was gonna say, she looks like our good girl, Miss Sugar Free here.
Yeah.
Come on now. I loved it.
Yeah. I had to agree with David here. I think Irene really brought the house down, truly. Like it's I love me a showgirl look. I will always appreciate a showgirl look. And an alien showgirl look, baby, you did that for me. That was absolutely my favorite look of the night.
Okay, so I was gonna say Bosco and Irene, so I'm gonna mention somebody different so that at least a third person gets mentioned in this episode. Because I will be talking about both
Phoenix
of them.
was mentioned.
Well, yes. I I am going to give a mention to Miss Olivia Lux because I love the Lil Kim reference as well.
I was hoping you would say
and I thought
that.
And I thought it was such a good reinterpretation of the Little Kim look because it was so drag, like the judges said. It was so drag, but it was so true to the original look as well. I absolutely loved it. And special shout out, even though it wasn't completely perfect, I do agree with you on the purple Eve. I love Aja doing 2 Pokemon looks in one episode, baby. Come on now. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
If
Untucked
color would have been as pigmented as Irene's green, then it would have
I agree.
Like so much more. And I just I hate that didn't come across.
I agree. That was the one thing I had an issue with. But you'll hear me talk about it and look over here. So
okay, Buki.
Okay, Buki. Also, the ice spice of it all. We've gone an hour 45 and not really talked about the ice spice of it all. Come on now.
What is there to talk about? Why is she there?
Because they needed somebody for the premiere for this bracket.
And sadly, they are so off the dial because she's not even relevant anymore. So everybody is now really watching the episode now being like, that girl ain't came out with no music in a year and a half.
I think this is not shade to her, like, because I mean she's fine, whatever. But if I was in this group and I'd be like, you're telling me they got Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo for a different premiere,
right?
And you're telling me that the other bracket premiere has Chapel Roan.
And I got stuck with Ice Spice. Hello?
But
she 100% gave the dullest entrance to any guest person that RuPaul has ever been like, Ice Spice, how you feel today? I'm so happy to be here.
But keep in mind, y'all, they also got Coleman Domingo.
What?
And we will talk about Coleman Domingo in the next episode. So honestly, it balances out, y'all.
I guess.
A little bit. But Untucked was fine because Ice Spice was whatever. I don't have anything really to talk about with Untucked because Ice Spice was whatever. So I'm happy to move along. Unless you had anything, David.
Oh, yes. Ice Spice was talking to Olivia and she's like, did you do your own hair? And Olivia's like, oh no, my drag mom did it. Her name is Madeline Hatter. And I was like,
Madeline Hatter reference on Drag
And
Race!
I did not know that was her drag mom, first of all.
Madeline is Olivia's mom?
Yeah, Madeline Hatter is Olivia Lux's drag mother. And I did know this fact. And I said, Madeline Hatter reference on Drag Race. Thank you.
Is that a first?
A Dragula reference on Drag Race? It might be.
I mean, we've heard Sigourney Beaver, but I don't think they were referencing the queen. I think they were just making a pun.
Yeah.
That just happened to be the name of a Dragula person. But
shout out Madeline. I love you.
Madeline does make some fierce wigs too. I've been trying to get. I'm wanting to get some of hers. I have some friends who have some pieces of hers.
Go support Madeline. She's incredible. Love her.
Was she talking about the red hair? Was she talking about the red hair for the challenge?
The challenge, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, that's Madeline's hair.
That big unit. Yeah, that was Madeline for sure.
The only other thing I had from Untucked was kind of out of order, but I just really liked hearing the top 2 from this challenge talk after the lip sync, and they're both like, I think you are fab. I think you are fab. And I'm like, okay, they are friends. They do like each other. They do respect each other.
Well, David, let's talk about who they are. Because, interestingly, we get the top 3, basically, mentioned.
Which is really sad. It's like a top 3, and it's like the top 2 win something, and you're there.
Yeah. So Aja, Bosco, and Irene are acknowledged as our top 3, but the top 2 of the week are Aja and Irene. And hey, we agreed. So
scoring 2 points apiece. 2 legendary legend stars.
No, they just get 2 points. No, we ain't doing that. Wrong franchises, Eve.
And I do have to say, when we talked about this group in the orange preview for the cast, there were 3 people that I said I'm excited for these 3 specifically, and I hope they move on. And they ended up being the top 3 of this episode. So,
well, Julie, there you go.
I was just having something on my mind that what if they filmed each scene in one day for all queens? I was just thinking about it.
Oh, like they filmed all 3 challenges in one day?
No, like for example, if it's like workroom walk, all these 18 queens were just being hidden.
oh,
When it comes to like
that'd be quick.
talent is just one. Every.
No.
I was just thinking about it.
Oh, that would be horrible. That would be a logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Rue is very comfortable. So no.
There would have to be like 4 different RuPauls. Like they would have to clone RuPaul.
Maybe they have. Maybe that's why there's different personality.
Right.
RuPaul's like Kang the Destroyer in Marvel.
Right. Oh my
There's
God.
like 5 different RuPauls.
Right. So yes, Aja and Irene have now both won 2 points, at least. They lip sync for their legacy. Lip syncing for their legacy to "Thank You the Shit Fart" by Ice Spice.
Throw it away.
I cannot fucking believe. I cannot fucking believe that I have to sit here on this goddamn podcast on this here day at 7:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on May 9th, 2025, and tell you all, because you all probably watched this episode too, I cannot believe that I have to sit here right now and say that these 2 entertainers lip sync to "Thank You the Shit Fart" by Ice Spice.
I literally sat there and didn't think anything about the lip sync song until they were about to lip sync. And I was like, okay, what are they going to do? And I was like, wait, who's the guest? Ice Spice, the guest judge. So they're going to do an Ice Spice song? I was like, are they going to do "Think You're the Shit"? And like,
yes.
And literally right when Rue said it. And I was like,
Rue saying it was the
Even
funniest.
Rue couldn't
Of course.
take it seriously.
Is this Black Mirror?
Again, I would like to say, justice for Rock'em Sakura. Because why are we laughing at shit now? But we didn't do it in season 12. Where is the justice for Rock'em Sakura? And I thank you.
I mean, Rock'em has won a different show at this point, so good for Rock'em. Lana knows what I'm talking about.
She has not, and I am aware of it as well. But where is the justice on Drag Race for Rock'em Sakura?
Mm-hmm.
I have a tea on that. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, they lip sync to this song, and I will say, I think they both did a real good job, but somebody won in the first 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's one of those songs where, like, as soon as you see who it is and you know the song, it's like, okay, I think I know where this is gonna go.
This is literally a redo of All Stars 3 Episode 1, Aja versus somebody lip syncing to a rapper. Like, you literally could not.
Aja didn't win that one.
I was like, you can just...
she didn't win that one.
I would be like, you can just stand there at that point.
And the thing is, Irene really did not do that bad.
It didn't, but if there was some way on Beyonce's Green Earth that Irene the alien beat Aja in a lip sync to "Thank You the Shit"
fart
in parentheses, by Miss Icicle Spicicle. You must have lost whatever piece of your mind you thought you had. Because I wouldn't even want to watch the damn show after that. RuPaul would have to be hanged and quartered if she let that happen. If she turned to Irene the alien and said, I think you the shit. Fart.
Parenthesis, fart. Close parenthesis. Yeah.
You are the winner of this. Everyone would have walked off. Walked off.
Season canceled. Absolutely not.
Off. Bosco would have said, bitch.
Get my pocketbook. I'm leaving.
Like
left. I need a little bit more for the next one. Let's not make it so easy for me now, okay? I want to see a fight. I want to see that's why I like Drag Race Philippines, bitch. Because baby, put y'all in the bottom, it's over. It don't matter what the song is. It is over. Y'all are going to eat each other down.
Well, yeah.
Someone here.
And they did a good job. Aja did a good job.
Yes.
Aja did a
I
very
thought
good
Aja
job.
did a really good job.
But
Oh, yeah.
at the same time, it was one of those things where she did a good job, but then somebody who was doing a good job, and the levels that they both were going to give to the song were not going to be in any way matched. I wanted to see it be an even blow where they're both like,
yeah,
hitting.
like Irene did the absolute best that she could against Aja
Right.
to think you the shit, open
Right.
parentheses, fart, close parentheses,
Right.
by Icicle Spicicle.
Right.
Like there's only so much you can do against Aja
her
to think you the
mayonnaise
shit, fart. Like there's only so much you can do in this scenario, and she had to have.
Had some seasoning in it.
Yeah.
It had some herbs like dill,
Yes.
coriander, thyme, rosemary.
Indeed.
Rosemary.
It was some sage in that mayonnaise.
An aromatic
Saw
fart.
you, girl. Mm-hmm.
But there's only so much you can do in this scenario, darling.
Well, yeah.
And she put up a good fight. I think like both of the lip syncs she's done on Drag Race thus far have been good, but she just hasn't won either of them.
Yeah.
And that's just like the situation Irene is in. Like she's a good lip syncer. She just has gone up against two really good lip syncers at this point in Aja and Amethyst. Like that's just the situation she's at. Amethyst is a good lip syncer. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Amethyst is a lip syncer.
And a beautiful woman. And we ain't gonna discredit her lip syncing ability.
I didn't say she was bad.
You didn't say she was bad. They also gave Irene a really weird song to lip sync to in that first episode.
Oh, what?
That's why I was like, what?
Seven Rings.
Oh, yeah.
Which looks like it. They don't like Irene. They don't like Irene. They are trying to set her up. They said, we're part of the Trump administration. No aliens here.
No.
Sorry.
Get my pocketbook. I'm leaving.
Wait a damn minute. Eve, you haven't watched episode 2, have you?
I'm in the middle of watching it.
No spoilers.
Yeah.
That's real.
They say, get out of here, Irene.
That's real funny. That's a real funny reference you just made.
They said, we're deporting you.
Anyway.
And you're part of the orange group. You know who else is orange? Trump.
Oh,
Eduardo, what'd you think of this lip sync?
why'd you go to him?
Sorry, I heard deported and I got scared. I am so sorry.
I know, that's why I went to Eduardo. What'd you think?
You're fine. You're fine. Nothing like that is going to happen. Hold on real quick. I have to get something to drink. Wait, no ice.
I was going to say, you better not get ice. You better not get ice. Anyways.
But you better shake that ice. I don't have any in here, but I do have my Corey King tumbler.
And she made ice water, too.
Yes.
She's gonna.
And
she's
Corey's
going to
wife
get me.
will be on in the
Alien
second
made
bracket,
ice water.
period.
Icicle.
Audra killed it. That's all I have to say. She stepped on her neck and really didn't let her breathe. Like, hello?
Irene
She knew
killed
what she
it?
was doing. Audra.
Oh,
Told you.
John,
See?
what'd you think? That's all. John, that's all you thought about the lip sync, my love?
Yeah. I did.
Okay. I accept that. I will take that. We have descended into madness here at the Cup.
you know what Logan just did, John? Logan just wrote down a number.
Sure did. Sure did. I certainly did. David?
Huh?
Oh, did you get what?
Oh yeah,
Aja won the
I think
lip sync.
yeah. Aja won the lip sync.
That's that.
Jimmy. Aja.
I did for a second think, because they were focusing a lot on Irene. I was like, wait, are they going to give this to Irene or like the story? Because you know, I've made it very clear. Like, if there's anybody from this group that I would love to see move through, that's Irene, because it would be such a cool story. But I was like, she didn't win this lip sync. She did not win it. So if you all give it to her, that's going to be clear shenanigans.
No more episode 2.
Yeah.
No more episode 2.
It makes me wonder how Irene will work going throughout the game going forward, even though I haven't seen episode 2, so we'll figure it out. But because she's strong enough to win challenges on her own, that's fine.
Mhm.
But we've also found out that there's ways that people can give points, and she doesn't have a whole bunch of alliances other than like with Bosco. So it's like, and from what I saw from the lip sync, it was nice. So, but I can see if she was lip syncing against some of the other girls that were there, they would possibly beat her. So
You
it
think?
makes me think yes. So it makes me think that she's not going to be getting a whole bunch of extra points anytime soon. It just depends on who she goes up against. So I'm wondering what's her strategy for stacking points going forward. If she's going to try to form more alliances or what.
This is a very fierce lip syncing group. Like, all of them are very good lip syncers. That's the thing. Like, Deja's a very good lip syncer. Olivia's a very good lip syncer.
I could probably see her taking Phoenix.
I was gonna say, but Phoenix, with the right song, Phoenix is
Phoenix
very
good too, yeah.
fierce.
Bosco almost left in a Lollapalooza.
I was gonna say Bosco, but Bosco's
Bosco was
Bosco's bad.
Bosco was not bad at all.
No.
That's Bosco like huge. So I was like that's just me realistically thinking of like, okay, girl.
I honestly thought Irene was good.
It's you, and this is the second time you've had to lip sync to songs that literally fit the other person. Then I'm like,
But so yes, Aja gets 3 points now. Irene has 2 points, and we find out all of the. Sorry, John. Hold on. Let me play it.
That's not all we have to play. Because before you say what you were about to say,
oh yes,
they have to stand on their spots.
Oh yes, everyone is called to the front of the stage, and
I'm going to use the trap door.
And I was like, trap door? RuPaul?
Since when?
My jaw dropped when she said that. I'm like, what's happening?
Huh?
I thought they were gonna like vote on somebody like fall through a floor.
Again, who is this RuPaul, and what have you done with the real RuPaul?
It's actually Mr. Beast from Twitch.
Not this.
I rebuke that. I reject that.
Oh, that's why John has that fan. That's why you have your fan, John.
Beast games.
We moved on from that. But what we do find out is that each of the 4 girls that are in the bottom have 1 MVQ point that they earn each week.
Fan favorite point.
MVQ point is
Fan
what they
favorite
are calling it. And
Friendship point. Participation points, like I already.
And they get to give it out to anyone. They can't keep it. They have to give it to somebody else.
Because they're losers.
It could be any of the other 5 queens. It could be someone who won. It just can't be themselves.
Because they're losers.
I think that's going to change up the game.
I
think it's going to be real interesting.
I hope they don't make it boring though, because they could make this so lame and boring. Like, let's just give it to whoever has the lowest amount of things. Let's just keep the points as even as possible, and that would be.
I already know that it's going to be. I already know that it's going to add a good little level of suspense when it comes down to the last couple of episodes, because I bet those points could possibly be what determines who's going to be in the top 3, you know, once we get in the episode, like another episode or 2 in, but also the way they have it set up where they don't give us the results of who gets what points into the beginning of the next episode. Like, we lucked out with a double premiere, but like now we don't know who's got them for next week until next week thing. You know what I mean? So like that's going to be interesting. I just hope it's not one of those pump fake things that they do all the time on Drag Race where they show a little preview of somebody like, I think I might be a little bad and play the game. Da, 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 da. Then they finally show them doing it. I actually couldn't do it. So I went ahead and just did the nice thing. Like
I gave it to my sister. It's like, girl.
I'm like, I need to see another Life's Not Fair moment. Take Manila's ass off the game.
Well, Julie, we shall see. But with that, that's where we leave off this episode. But David.
Yep. We do have a draft update. So what's interesting is we had 6 different people draft, and we each picked 2 people from each group. So that means the 6 of us have 2 of these queens here. And what's funny is each of us had 1 person in the top 3 and 1 person in the bottom 3. So our scores are pretty close. So there is a tie for 5th place with 6 points, and that would be Eduardo and Lana. And then there's a tie for 3rd place between David and River with 6.5 points. And then there's a tie for 1st place between Eve and Robbie with 7 points. So it's really close.
Yes.
And I anticipate it being very close for the foreseeable future, because that's just how it's going to be for the first couple of weeks of the competition.
Yeah.
But
it's like you can instantly tell who had who, because obviously if you have 7 points, you must have had Aja. If you had 6.5, you must have had Irene. And
pretty much,
if you had 6 points, then you had Bosco.
Yeah, pretty much. So I will say there is a mini challenge in episode 2, so that might, throw some things in the works. You never know. But with that, Mama John, you did another 2 hours with us, and I always appreciate you doing a 2-hour podcast with us. And this time, I got to do it with you, and I'm really happy I got to do it with you this time.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I really had fun. I love the cup and I love the rainbow people. I support you all.
Yes.
We love you too.
We love you.
It's hard.
You have to have an iPhone, I think.
Yeah, I think you have to have an iPhone, because that's how Eve does it. But
no, I don't have an iPhone, actually.
Oh.
Is it the StreamYard app?
I'm a witch.
That's how. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Make sure to support, like I said it earlier, make sure to support John. Go tip John. Go follow John.
Thank you.
Just go see her. Go tip her. Go follow her. If you are in Chicago, go see Eve. Go tip Eve. Go support Eve. Go do all those things. And you could also tip the 3 of us as well up here.
I want to go to Chicago.
Yes, you need to come. We should go to hang out, and you can go to Roscoe's and we can watch the viewing party together and eat chicken tenders.
Do it.
I'll fly up for it.
I've never been there.
I'll fly out.
Chicago's so much fun, and they have so much good food. So much good food.
And Eduardo will just be stuck in.
And I'll just stay here.
I'm sorry. But With all that being said, Mama John, you've been an icon here as always. You're always welcome here whenever you want to talk anything,
Thank
really.
you.
And we're so happy to have you. All of John's links will be down in the description below, so make sure, like I said, follow John, tip John, do all the things, support John, and make sure to support us. Thank you for joining us for this absolute chaos of a 2-hour premiere recap for All Stars 10. We'll be back.
Quite tame.
You think? Maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. This Bible study was very fun, and I loved every moment of this 2-hour Bible study with you all.
We prayed the gay away.
We sure did, and I loved
You're
every
gay?
moment of it. Still, yeah. Sorry, girl. If you're watching this on the day that we are uploading it, we will be back later this weekend to do the look over here for episode 1, as well as the recap and look over here for episode 2. So make sure to tune into those episodes as well. While in the meantime, subscribe, like, and share. We are covering almost all things drag here, so stay tuned. Make sure to check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, as well as our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug. And with all that being said, we are gonna go ahead and get out of here. So cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, the thumbs up for the cup mug.